I just suffered an embarrassing loss. And it don't feel good. YouTube, what's going on, man? So, um, like I said in my previous videos, uh, this spring league, I took on the task of coaching my oldest son basketball team. And, I wanted to do it because I needed to bring out of him some aggressiveness in his game, in his mental state. I needed to put him in a position to where he had the bulk of, the points and playmaking on his shoulders. And the reason I did this is because sometimes my son can get complacent, you know, just sitting on the wing waiting on the ball. And he has, some pretty good skills. He's a solid ball handler, a solid shooter. For me, it was just to upgrade his mental and make him want it a little more. So anyway, took on the task of coaching, and I drafted some players. My thought process in regards to drafting the players was to get some big men because I know he likes to shoot. So if I can get some big men to rebound and set picks and screens, then I think we'll be in good shape. And so, which I have, I did that. The thing was, a lot of the players that I picked, they never, I'm not gonna say play organized ball, but they didn't play in school. And so they're more just pick up ball players. Like they just pick up ball. And they lack a lot of skill. They lack the skill for dribbling, the understanding of the game. They're not the most athletic. They can, get up and down the court fairly average. And so I'm I kind of put myself at a disadvantage, but like I say, one of the main things was I wanted to pull, what's in him out. And so anyway, our first game, we did okay. I think we ended up losing by like 12. The first game, and the boys showed promise. We was down by 10 in the first quarter. Second quarter, we came out and I had one of my big men was just getting boards. He was dominating the boards, going back up, putbacks, all that's playing good. My son, he was doing okay. I still need him to press the pedal a little more. Like I need him to take more shots because he's the best player. So we lost that game. I didn't feel bad about that. Today, it wasn't good at all. Today, it just seemed like we lacked the hustle. Like we wasn't getting back on defense. For one, the number one thing is we turned the ball over too much. Now, one of the players I drafted, which was a guard, was missing. He didn't come today, and it kind of hurt me because when my son wasn't in the game, I didn't have anybody to bring the ball up. And so you would think, okay, well, why not just keep your son in the whole game? Well, two things. He gets tired. Secondly, the league doesn't allow a player to play the whole game. There has to come out. There has to be, subs that come in and relieve players. So I have to play the players. But I tried to make it work. The second thing is, first thing was the turnovers. We bring it up, they just turn the ball over, just giving it up. Second thing is rushing. Like we'll get the ball and just try to rush to the basket. And this is where the lack of organized play, the lack of structure of playing the game and knowing how to set it up, knowing when to be on the fast break comes in mind, because my players just didn't understand that. And so it really showed its ugly head today. All right, it really showed its ugly head today. One thing I did see, my son started to get a little fired up because his team was down. He felt like he wasn't getting some calls, some turnovers, and I started to see a little bit of that competitive spirit come out of him. So that was a positive. I like that, and hopefully, I start to see that more next game. Another thing is my players aren't that athletic. They can't get up and down the floor like other teams with athletes do. And so I learned that, okay, I need to slow it down. Like we're gonna have to be a half court team. We're gonna have to get the ball to my son, bring it up, slow it down, run a play, set a screen, and try to get to the basket, get our points that way. One thing we can do, we can get rebounds. We can rebound. But the thing is, when we don't get the rebound, we have to be disciplined. We got to know when to get back. And so the league only gave me 2 practices, and those was at the beginning of the season. And so I haven't had a chance to really go over the mistakes and weaknesses of the team because we don't get practices like that, you know. And so I'm just bummed that, you know, man, we got beat bad. They beat us like 52-19. Like, they was just getting easy looks, getting to loose balls, you know. I mean, going in for layups, easy 3-point shots, just whatever they wanted. And me being a coach, my son being, you know, the primary ball handler, it was just an embarrassing game for us. But like I said, there were some good things, you know, and one good thing we can build on is rebounding. Another good thing is my 2 players, my big man and my son, I see that when they get more touches, better things happen, which you would think, of course, like get the ball to the best players. And so I need to figure out how to, for one, get them in efficient spaces where they can score and they can work together to score, you know. And also, although my team isn't that skilled, they're active. I just need them to understand, hey, when it's time to get back and structure, get in your place. Like, because sometimes when they get the ball, they think in their mind, it's just time to go. Like, boom, let's go. I'm trying to score. I'm trying to get to the basket. Basketball, if you have an athletic team, you can do that. Because they're going to blow by everybody. They just going to, you know, they're going to use that athleticism to their advantage. But we don't have that. You know, that's not our advantage. And so it just felt like it was nothing I could do. It was like, you know, it was just nothing. I feel like it was nothing I can do. I didn't have a good ball handler. There was no pick and roll, you know, off ball screens. They don't even know that. You know, it's like I have to illustrate that to them for them to understand it. And so it makes it challenging. It makes it very challenging. And I'm like, I'm a volunteer coach, but I know the game, you know. And so I'm just hoping that by Saturday, I can get some type of structure to it. I know, like I said, I'm going to get the ball to my 2 best players' hands, and they're going to have to work from there. And after that, man, I'm just going to have to, I'm going to try to instill in my team, hey, play with intensity. Play, you know, even if the team is more skillful than you, get to the loose balls. They don't have to outwork you. You know, they don't have to outwork you. Just be mindful that somebody has to guard, you know, the other end just in case they try to outlet. We need somebody back there. But be hard-nosed, be gritty, fight for every loose ball, and you don't have to force it. Take your time to kick it back out to the point guard, and then let's set up from there. Set up from there. Man, but it don't feel good. It don't feel good to lose, especially in that way. It does not feel good, you know, when the team that you're playing, it seems like they're a better coach. They have better, you know, structure. And as a coach, I know I don't have the best players, but I want us to have some type of structure. And I'm just, you know, I'm just hoping that they will understand it, you know, because a lot of this stuff I be telling them, it's at the time, it's game time. Like, I don't have a practice, so I have to explain to them, hey, when you get the rebound, you have an outlet man here. You got an outlet man there. You know, when you bring it up court, take your time, bring it back out, and then let's do off ball screen, pick and roll, this and that, get to the hole. You know, and then there's sometimes I just tell my son, hey, you just gotta go. Like, use your skill set, do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Pull up in their face, get to the hole, just do what you gotta do. You know, and you have to play through it. That's another thing. You have to play through the bad calls, even though the referees may make some questionable calls. You got to play through that. You know, keep going. Do not put the game into the ref's hands to dictate, you know, what the game is going to be like. We can't use that as an excuse. We just got to play ball. And so right now, the loss is fresh, and so I know I'm going to text the parents, and I need to say something encouragement, you know, because things like this happen. Losses happen, and it doesn't feel good, you know. The parents don't want to see it. I don't want the players to go through it. You know, I want us to have some fight to us, but it happens. And I remember when my son played in the summer league, it was also another coach, a new coach. And the only win we got, you know, was the win when my son hit 2 free throws to win the game. All the other ones it was hard. It was hard to look at. But, you know, when you put your son or daughter in these leagues and they've never played, then, you know, you have to have some type of reality of, okay, there's only so much a coach may do with players that, you know, might not understand the fundamentals of the game. They might not understand the basic, you know, things of the game. And a new coach, a volunteer coach, they just kind of out there trying to put things in place. You know, coaching is tough. It's a tough thing because you gotta you know your X's and O's, or you have to be able to dissect and analyze. Like, okay, let me see what works. Let me see, you know, what defense is best for my team. What offense? What kind of offensive plays can we run, or offensive sets can we do to put my players in better position? Because we got a lot of open looks, but we don't have shooters. You know, the shooter that I do have, he wasn't the other day. You know, and my son, he's a shooter. You know, so those are my 2 shooters, and the other guys, they really can't shoot. And so I think I'm gonna have them just attack the basket. But if it's not there, we're not forcing. That's the big thing. Forcing things. You can't force it. Like, we just can't do it. Kick it back out. You know, let's set something up. Let's see what's open. Let's see what advantages we have. And like I say, my son he's going to carry a load on his shoulders because he's going to have to be the one to, you know, see the advantages. And his primary thing to do is, I'm going to tell him, it's to score. If it ain't there, give it to your big man. That's the next best player on our team. You know, that's what we're going to have to do. But yeah, it was an embarrassing loss. And I'm 0-2 as a coach. And actually, I'm even worse than that, because I remember I coached a team, another team my son played on when he was like 8. And, you know, a buddy of mine was running the organization, asked me to coach, and man, I don't even think we won a game. It was tough, and so it got me questioning, dang, how good do you know the game? And so I'm like, I know it, but I need to know what works, you know, for a certain group of kids. You know, I look at the game from an NBA standpoint, and so that doesn't translate. Like, I might have to come up with plays, and I'm thinking, will they understand the plays? Will the plays be too complex? You know what I'm saying? For a beginner basketball player, the plays I'm thinking of may be too complex. That's why I just go like, hey, let's just pick and roll, you know. But I think I'm gonna start running some off-ball screens and just see what that do. But I'm also have to explain to them, the kids who probably don't know that terminology. Like, hey, off-ball for another man so we can get an easy layup. Even if we can't get a layup, one thing I do know, my big man can get rebounds and just putbacks. And so it was a tough loss, you know. My wife told me that it was embarrassing. She had to go to the car. She left the game early. She was like, I can't take this no more. It was embarrassing. But, you know, you got to go through these things. And you can't just focus on the negative. You know, I'm focusing and I'm going to be encouraged and do whatever I can to improve the outcome of my team. Do whatever we can to get a win and get the best out of them. Because every player has something in them. Every player has a best in them. And that's just what we got to do. I just want to try to get the best I can out of them. Play hard, play effective and efficient, and just figure out what works for us. So, we're going to get it, man. But it was tough. All right, YouTube.